you guys are looking for a place to get some reliable Ultimate Team coins, be sure to check the link in the description below to cointraders.co and use code LEGACY for 5% off of your purchase. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today we got some more NHL 19. Happy Friday to everybody. Today we're going to be going out and taking away every single team's best draft pick that they currently have that is active in their organization, taking them away, throwing them on some international team, and we're going to sim up a season and we're going to see how the teams play out without their best draft pick that they currently do have. And I do want to point this out real quick before I show you the guys that are missing, is the way that this was taken care of is it didn't go by overall, it went by strict draft pick. So if you drafted, I don't know, somebody first overall like Neil Yakupov, and well, that doesn't work because it's Edmonton, terrible example. But for the most part, for most teams, if you had one first overall draft pick, and it doesn't matter if he was good, if he was bad, that will be the team, or that will be the player that you no longer have on your team. Now, for a team like Edmonton, where it's a tie, we end up taking the highest rated player. So in Edmonton's case, they had like 7,000 straight first round draft picks. They end up losing McDavid because he's the highest overall of them all. So we have assembled a couple lovely international teams, starting with Team Japan. We have all of our players that have been removed. You can see we got the McDavid, we got Patty Kane, some obvious ones. Chechnikov out the door as well. Heischer for the Devils just recently. McKinnon, a big loss for the Colorado Avalanche. Carolina Avalanche, that'd be a cool team too. Philip Zadina, one of the best draft picks that Detroit's had in quite some time. All those years they've been really good. The New York Islanders, the call man, 71 overall. 5th overall pick. They had a lot of first round draft picks to say the least, but that was the other part of this. We said they had to be on their current active roster, and the New York Islanders seem to be very good at getting rid of all their really high draft picks. It didn't matter who they were. It seems like they're out the door now. The call seems to be the one that's the highest right now that isn't. Katka Kaniemi, again, 3rd overall pick. He's made the team, as well as Sam Bennett for Calgary. They didn't lose too much here. 77 overall, first round, 4th overall pick in Bennett. Probably could have done better than Bennett in that 2014 draft, but you know what? We'll see what happens with them losing them now. Saga is not a player that is being taken off of a team. Leos Anderson is a guy though, and he is on the New York Rangers, taken 7th overall. Again, another team that's had a lot of playoff success in recent years. They haven't really had a lot of high draft picks. Anderson being one in 2017. Obviously, they got a really good one coming here in 2019 as well, but we are not at 2019 yet. We'll switch over to the defense. Aaron Ekblad, I think you guys know, 1st overall. Over there in Florida, Drew Doughty, 2nd overall pick for the LA Kings way back when. Matt Dumba, again, another great draft pick, 7th overall for the Wild. Number 6 overall in the 1st round for the Anaheim Ducks is actually Hampus Lindholm, a little bit higher than Corey Perry and Getzlaf. You look at Ryan Murray, Columbus's own, 2nd overall in 2012. Ryan Ellis, 11th overall for the Nashville Predators. I'm assuming we have some scratch defensemen, and we do. Zubereau being one of them. One of the higher draft picks. What was he? 13th, I think? Yeah, 13th out of like 3 draft picks in a row the Boston Bruins had that year. Zubereau is one of them. Guy's chilling in the AHL, but he had to get put on the team because he is in the organization. Dahlin, obvious one for Buffalo. And then we had Heiskanen for Dallas as well, 3rd overall 2017. And then I think our other team was it Kazakhstan was the team we put the other players on. I figured this would be easier than just going down every single team really slowly. This would be a little bit more efficient. That's why we did it this way. More big guns. Ovechkin, Crosby, Patrick Laine, Pedersen of late. Was he 5th overall? And then we have Stamkos way back when over there getting to keep Kucherov's Tampa, but they're going to lose Stamkos. Austin Matthews, it was a tie between Matthews and Tavares. I know people bring it up, but Tavares was a New York Islanders draft pick, not a Toronto Maple Leaf, so he would not make it. JVR, speaking of Toronto and Philadelphia, Philadelphia's draft pick that made his way to Toronto, now he's back to Philadelphia, therefore he is the 2nd overall pick that gets taken away from the Philadelphia Flyers. Couture, he was tied with Meyer, I believe, at 9th overall pick, but again, the higher overall gone. Brady Tkachuk for the Ottawa Senators, 1st round, 4th overall as well, and I believe that is every single team's players. No, that's a lie. We gotta get rid of Pietrangelo still, the 4th overall pick. And then there is also guys like Ivan Monzov, who is Vegas's draft pick. We had to bring him up, obviously, because they don't have a lot of draft history, but we can't show him because he is currently in the KHL, something that does have to be brought up. Barrett Hayton, same story for the Arizona Coyotes. Can't bring him up as well. Not on the active organization, the AHL or the NHL. But he is no longer with the Arizona Coyotes, whose best pick, surprisingly, 5th overall. But now we get to do the fun part. We sim up an entire season. We see how these teams do without their players. I guess we can take a peek at the overalls. Not a big difference in overalls. Still a lot of 89s, still a lot of 93s, 91, 90. What was Tampa's a big loss. Pittsburgh's a big loss. Still in the 90s, though. both teams respectively. So again, it doesn't seem like those players are meaning too much. Patrick Kane gone for the Blackhawks, 90. Colorado, same story, still 90 overall without McKinnon. We will use, let's use a team that probably makes playoffs. We'll use the Predators, 92 overall. Go ahead and use the Predators. We'll sim up this season. When the season is complete, I will catch you guys right back here, and we will see how this season finished out right after we turn off trade offer notifications, in case you was wondering what we was doing there. And here we are. Our season is all but completed. We are moments away from seeing who's going to be our Stanley Cup champions, courtesy of everybody losing their number 1 overall draft picks. I shouldn't say number 1 overall, because technically everybody didn't have one of those, because like I said, Edmonton, New Jersey, they like to steal like all of those. They ain't big fans of stealing those bad boys. But for the most part, it's going to be the San Jose Sharks winning the Stanley Cup, losing Couture, but they didn't lose a lot more of their big guns. Couture's a great player, but, you know, they didn't lose Carlson, they didn't lose Burns. Kept some solid players out there, and we didn't lose the edit screen button, apparently. And was that a trade for Dubois? Did I see that right? Nashville making big trades and not telling me about it. Here's the standings, though. 100 points for the Blues, 96 for the Jets, 89 for the Stars, just making it. The Avalanche, they couldn't quite do it. Neither could the Wild. The Predators not making it. Just losing, was it Ellis that they lost? They didn't lose too much, but again, they did lose a solid player at the same time. We'll take a look at the entire league. Why not? Let's go take a peek here. Toronto. Again, the Blue Jackets. The Blue Jackets sim up really well in these seasons. Can't be upset about that. Lost Austin Matthews, still had John Tavares. The Bruins, again, they didn't lose much at all. That's why you're seeing their great performance. Same with the Vegas Golden Knights. The Rangers, we don't know what they've lost yet. The guy's still very young. St. Louis Blues losing a big defenseman and still getting 100 points. 99 out of the Sharks. The Flames still doing really well. We talked about them only losing Bennett. The Penguins apparently don't need Crosby. 99 points. 96 out of the Jets. 96 out of the Lightning. 96 out of the Flyers. 92 out of the Ducks. Bottom of the list here was the Dallas Stars, just barely making it. Arizona squeaking in there as well, but Buffalo missed it. Washington, no OB, no playoffs. A big loss. The LA Kings couldn't do it without Doughty as well. Take a look at the bottom of the league here. It was the New Jersey Devils, the Florida Panthers, the Detroit Red Wings, and the Edmonton Oilers. Even without McDavid, the Oilers managed to get 75 points, which I guess for the Oilers is kind of impressive. Taking a look at some of the points for the season, we have to have some new points leaders for the year, do we not? Maybe not entirely. 96 for Tavares, 88 out of Tarasenko, 85 out of Marner. Nylander paying up on that contract, 84 points. How you go, buddy? Malkin getting some first-line minutes, dropping 83 points. Kucherov, 79, disrespectful, yay. Marchand, 79, nice season. Kessel, 78. Panarin dropping 78. Sagan, O'Reilly, I should say. Duchesne, Barzell, Wheeler, T-Hall, the man. Barkov, A. Scheifele, Huberdeau, and Eichel. I show you the goalie stats, but as we know, those are not working properly, so we don't have a reason for that. Take a look at the playoff tree, just for a quick glance here, to see who made it the farthest. It was the Rangers and Blue Jackets, with those both up. Now, those I forgot what side was the home team there. The Toronto Maple Leafs, though, getting bounced in the first round was a big upset by the Islanders, who brought it all the way to the Stanley Cup Conference Finals. And then there's the Blue Jackets that made it to the Stanley Cup Finals against those San Jose Sharks, losing 4-2. Would be nice to see the Jackets in the finals. Just saying, if you guys want to do that for us next year, Columbus, that'd be kind of cool. But here we go. Let's take a look at the awards. The Art Ross, John Tavares Memorial, same story. Let's hang with the Norris. The lady being went to Tarasenko. Cahoon with the Calder. Conn Smythe going to Martin Jones. The Vezina, Hellebuck. There you go. Williams Jennings going to Bob. Masterton going to Forbert. Selke going to Giroux, Lindsay getting to the Tavares, as well as the Maurice Richard. As for this video, though, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. That'd be appreciated, along with a subscribe if you'd like to do that. If you don't want to do that, we always talk about it. It's all good. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.